being led by a freshman point guard.
That's right. They've got a freshman point guard in Siani Chambers. This is a club that expected to have a couple veterans. They're not here. A couple guys graduated. So it's a club that's really learning on the job here. Some quick on-the-job training. This is a great one to get you ready for league play.
All this Harvard team did last year was win 26 games. Here's what they look like out on the floor right now. Rivard is in the backcourt, I should say, along with Chambers and Saunders. And Kenyatta Smith, keep an eye on him, a big-time shot blocker up front for the Harvard Crimson. The St. Joe side, this group has played together for a while, even though they're not yet seniors. Langston Galloway, now Chris Wilson in the starting lineup in the backcourt. Ronald Roberts and Kanasevic up front. He's kind of a ball guy. And C.J. Aiken, a monster shot blocker for St. Joseph's. So ready to go here on Hawk Hill. DJ Carr-Stetton, Kenneth Clark, Garrett Shannon are the officials for this evening.
Nice crowd. And the break started already. The kids could be off campus. A lot of them chose to pick up their student tickets, stay, and get into this game, which is just a great thing when you're a player and you look up and you see your classmates there ready to get after the opposition. Series tied at 1 apiece. Last year it was New Year's Eve when these teams played at Harvard. St. Joe shot the lights out in the first half and went ice cold in the second as Harvard won it by 5. Straight man defense for the Crimson. Down inside, keep an eye. Ronald Roberts is becoming a bigger and bigger player every day. Far too much depth to the offense from a Harvard perspective defensively. You can't allow the ball. Unfettered access to the post 3 feet from the basket. Hawks straight man defense as well to start things off. Dropping it down on the block. It's Smith. And he traveled. Nice job defensively. Get into the body. That was a tough pass as well. It comes down. It gives you a shot opportunity. But a good job to hold his ground and then force the travel. Crimson come into this game at 2-1. Wins against MIT in Manhattan and a loss at UMass. Their first loss against a team from the Commonwealth in 16 tries. This is not your father's Harvard Crimson or even your grandfather's. Roberts inside, off the miss. And now transition for Chambers. Nice job by Kindler inside to force a tough shot after, again, a good entry pass in the paint. Smith double teamed. That means somebody's open. Rivard out on top. Shot clock winds down toward 10. And he'll reset it with Saunders. Taking it down the lane, and he traveled. 2 trips, 2 traveling violations. That's an outstanding defensive possession for St. Joseph's. The key, they doubled the low post on the original entry pass with a second big. A lot of coaches will double with another guard. They took a second big, makes it very tough when you got 2 big guys around you to pass out of it. It looked like Tommy Amaker had been looking for a foul call there before the traveling. That ball flicked away by Chambers. Tommy Amaker, first time in this building to coach a game. Of course, never played in a game here as a member of the Duke Blue Devils. Good old number 4 for Coach K. He was a heck of a guard. He's done a tremendous job in turning this Harvard basketball program around. Kanasevic. Now down inside. Pretty lead inside. Give the credit for that one to Chris Wilson as Aiken slams it home. What a great pass by Chris Wilson. Jump stop, don't walk, put it on the deck, 1 bounce, leads to the flush. And a foul call on a 3-point attempt by Rivard is going to go against Roberts. But watch the interior pass. Take it to the top, penetrate, and look at that dish. Go up, and that's finishing with authority. That's a big-time play. One of the things that St. Joe's may be doing is, as Tay Jones, their leading scorer, who we'll talk about in a bit, sat out over the course of the first couple of games, they changed a little bit about how they ran the offense, and there's certainly been a great emphasis placed on running that offense, going through all of their progressions, moving the ball. Rivard, perfect 5 for 5. Now 6 for 6 from the free throw line this year. he may be the best pure shooter in the Ivy League. When he gets his feet set, you watch him, you can make a video. It's always shoulders over toes, elbow in, and when he catches it, he's already loaded up. Just catch and fire.
Pretty rotation. He hits all three of them and gets Harvard on the board. They are playing defense aggressively right in the jerseys and denying the passes.
They are out on the floor, which means you're going to have to look over the top and see if you can beat somebody backdoor to the basket.
And a 7. Got it.
We call that pick and pop. He rubs off, pops out, gets in his range about 18 feet, nobody there, and he go all day to load up and make it.
That's a pretty move to the inside for Smith to get it over the shot blocker, but it wouldn't fall. Aiken's not afraid to take a jump shot, but probably not from there. Another good look inside. That's Aiken's spot. Left it short as he fell out of it. In transition. And that's going to be an offensive foul. Going to go against Harvard.
You've had 3 possessions wasted with 2 travels, and you have an offensive foul here. That's a really good job by the St. Joseph defense to take the charge and to force the 2 travels. Right here, watch the defender come over. No doubt about the call. Last year, John Adams, head of the NCAA officials, said that the officials in the NCAA tournament 2012 only got 65% of block charge calls correct. He changed how they officiated. They got that right.
And a 7 down on the right side of the lane. St. Joe's lead is 5. And a chance for more now in transition. Down inside, off the hands of Roberts, and it's out off St. Joseph's.
Harvard playing with a freshman point guard in Siani Chambers. Coming into the game, 17-4 assist-to-turnover ratio. Unheard of for a freshman to come in on a team with expectation to play as well as he has. But this is a different type of challenge coming into this building with a veteran Phil Martelli team.
Christian Webster and Jonah Travis into the game for Harvard. Still looking for their first field goal tonight. Trying to buy the foul. Rivard couldn't get it. And St. Joe's again in transition. Little floater with the left hand for Chris Wilson.
Tough shot. Left hand flying across the lane, and he throws it up and gets it to go. Tough shot.
And yet another turnover. No, they're going to call the foul before the pass was thrown.
We're going to get Aiken on a hold inside.
St. Joe's out to a quick start here in Philadelphia.
Thanksgiving weekend.
Are you ready?
Drop the beat. Don't miss one of basketball's premier tours.
Coming into this year had to change really a lot about what he expected this team to be. Casey was an all-Ivy forward last year, their leading scorer. Curry was their leader in assists.
He also had 2 players graduate and another player who's Mormon gone his 2-year Mormon mission. So 5 guys gone from that team, 3 that he expected to have back. So it's a team that's learning on the job, but doing a pretty good job of it, especially with Chambers, a freshman point guard, being given a lot of responsibility.
Hawks showing on a 1-3-1.
Yeah, they love to go matchup zone, almost like a 1-2-2, and they do a real nice job at just changing the look, forcing you to recognize what you're going to do offensively.
Good ball moving around the zone. They got the shot they wanted, but it wouldn't fall. Galloway. Missing everything on the floater.
They will always run their 1-3-1 baseline out of bounds play. They'll change the look just to keep you guessing. That is the 3rd travel and the 4th turnover.
So turning it over with regularity here. Phil Martelli, happy to see what he's seeing so far. He said, if you take a look at the record, the winningest coach in St. Joe's history, said to me this week that defensively, his team is playing at or maybe even a little bit better this early in the season than he may have expected.
There was that shoot-around for both teams today. Had a chance to spend time with both coaches. 2 excellent coaches, and Phil Martelli is a Philly guy. I said to him, boy, you had such a great run. Have you ever considered leaving? He said, absolutely not. This is my home. This is where I belong.
That's where Tay Jones belongs, beyond the three-point line. And St. Joe's leading scorer from last year gets his first three. Foul call on the inside. And it goes against Aiken. Gonna mean free throws coming now for Jonah Travis.
That'll be his second, both coming in a low post one-on-one defensive situation. Real nice footwork inside, but defensively, you don't want to lose him this quickly. Not even 6 minutes in, and he picks up his second foul.
Travis a little bit of a struggle from the free throw line as Chris Wilson checks back in. Travis, a sophomore out of Minneapolis, now 6 out of 12 on the year from the line. For substitution as Wesley Saunders will come back into the ball game for the Crimson. And 0 for 2, but how about the big run at the rebound? That kept it alive. Big time hustle play by Rivard.
Yeah, Laurent Rivard, great shooter, but there, you're absolutely right. Comes along the baseline, had great timing, and finds a way to come up with that ball. It gets knocked out of bounds, and Harvard gets a fresh 35.
Down by 10, still without their first field goal. All three of their points coming from the free throw line. St. Joe's extending that zone. That's a good pass. Rivard. Great look, couldn't hit it, but they got the offensive rebound and another fresh shot clock.
That's a good look for Rivard. Comes off the skip pass, the key to beating this zone. Outstanding pass.
Baseline's the other place you beat that zone, and that worked on a pretty feed from Chambers.
That was an outstanding feed, and he went right up to finish.
Hawks by 8 with the basketball. And a 7. There's the open man. It's Wilson. And missed badly on the three. Harvard trying to pick up the pace here a bit. And inside, that's big time fight for Jonah Travis, who kept it alive.
He's giving them some good energy inside here. Back to man-to-man again out of St. Joe's.
Reset it with the freshman Chambers. Nowhere to go. And another turnover. And Tommy Amaker was preaching to Chambers and everybody else on this team. Concentration, composure, and confidence. 3 C's coming into this game. He knew that this team, somewhat young, would be in a tough spot to try to win tonight. And right now, those are the things that are a little bit on the weak side for Harvard in the early going.
Add in too much dribbling. You've got to move the ball via the pass.
That pass sets up Roberts with a finger roll and the lead back to 10.
It's a tough spot for Harvard. There's another turnover. The rule has been changed. 2 years ago, you could leap out of bounds, call the timeout, and land out of bounds. Now, the rule has been changed 2 years ago. You got to come down in bounds. That's what led to that non-turnover for St. Joe's being able to come up with a loose ball. There is just great depth to their offense.
Well, they've got 9 points now off of Harvard turnovers and a 10-point lead. You do the math.
And that's what's being explained to Phil Martelli. Everybody around the country said, well, I've seen guys dive into the stands and call for a timeout. No longer. The rule was changed by John Adams and the NCAA Rules and Competition Committee.
I think the move was invented a long time ago by Jason Kidd. He was the first guy that I saw do it.
Yeah, he leaped in the air and get the timeout.
Well, he was just so smart. He was smarter than everybody on the floor.
Right.
Squaring up and missing on the three is Webster.
Harvard's settling. They're settling for the first good look rather than running their offense.
Roberts off the miss. And the rebound for the freshman. Chambers now in transition. That's a good extra pass. That's a good look, but Rivard is a good three-point shooter. Couldn't hit it, and they make them pay at the other end. And Tommy Amaker's got to call timeout.
Got to take a timeout. They are not letting.
Bill Martelli, again, talking about where his team is right now at this point in the year. He's happy with a lot of the things he's seen, but he's stressed again and again in our conversation, we've got a lot of work to do.
Now, I talked to him today. I said, okay, you've been here a long time now. How, in the last 15, 16 years, would you say things are different here? He said, my practices are about the same as the first day I became a head coach. But he said, I have matured that in the summertime, he said he will sit, he will look at his personnel and go, okay, here's what I've got to change because I don't have this particular player that made the last team go. He said, I'm much more willing to adapt my system to what my talent is. He goes, but my practices are the same. And unlike many coaches, do you know his practices are open to anyone? He said any coach in the country could come in, sit down, and watch my practice. I have nothing to hide. There are no secrets. It's a game, and I love to have people come watch me teach.
He is absolutely cut from a different cloth.
He is. He's a man's man, and he loves being the, quote, Philly guy.
12-point lead for his Hawks right now. Harvard just one field goal in the first 8.5 minutes. Diving down the lane, the extra pass, and just kind of rushing everything. 3-second violation, and another Harvard turnover. Concentration, composure, confidence. Still looking for it right now in the first half. Florida, and this was the precursor of the rest of the season to come for this Crimson team.
I asked Tommy about the trip today, and I said, here you are, you're in Philadelphia, and then you guys get some time off for Thanksgiving. Last year, you're down in Paradise. And he said that was a huge bonding experience for his team. It will be a great tournament to watch this year, and everybody should lock in on it. It's great teams, but it's a really good opportunity for everybody to get away from campus. They get together at Thanksgiving, and they're all together as a group, and it really could spur you on to a heck of a season.
Right now, Harvard on the wrong side of a 13-2 St. Joseph's run.
Harvard goes 2-3, so they've changed their defensive look. It's a dangerous strategy because St. Joe's shooting the ball well.
Could have said it better myself.
There you go. If you're going to play that zone, you better extend it and take away those perimeter looks from the corner and the top of the key, which are cupcake shots for really good shooters.
You would expect that Harvard might have a little bit of a problem with St. Joseph's size, but Harvard a pretty big team as Ivy League teams go. But right now, they just can't find anything offensively. Good look inside. And back to the free throw line for Jonah Travis.
Well, that foul is because of something called the principle of verticality. Defender owns the space he's standing in all the way up infinity, straight up. But if his hands come down at all into the space of the offensive man, and that creates the contact, it's a foul on the defender. That's why they called that foul on St. Joe's.
You could teach that class.
Principle of verticality. Absolutely.
One for Travis. He'll have one more try.
Good environment in here.
And this is with the building not exactly full again. A lot of people departing for the holiday, but even 2/3 or 3/4 full, this place rocks. Back into the game is Kenyatta Smith. And Travis takes a seat.
Harvard has got to keep this thing under control. They're 13 down, but we're not halfway through the first half. They have got to get a couple stops.
That's Isaiah Miles, a freshman with the basketball for St. Joseph's. And now Tay Jones. Pretty crossover. On the return, long range, got it. Second three for Tay Jones. He's got 6.
That was a contested three. I mean, that was a bomb. But you had a defender right in his face. They're just making shots. They're at home and they're comfortable.
Trying to find an inside game so they can kick back out again, and they got it there on the pretty kiss off the glass by Saunders.
Wesley Saunders has very good footwork. He worked on that today, that very shot. He spent some time at the shoot-around working on his footwork and kissing it off the window. Really nice job there to score.
Down to 7. Loves to pass from that low post. Or shoot. And off the miss. Harvard in transition.
Smith, very good position. Boxed out, had good position. That's a really too quick a shot.
Against too quick a team.
Because it leads to an absolute bloodbath at the other end. They're gone 4-on-1, and you have no chance to stop them. If you're going to get that shot on a kick out after feeding the post, it's one thing. The first look, it's too quick.
And another Harvard turnover, their 8th here in the first half.
Rivard is an excellent shooter, but right now he's playing hungry. He's playing, by say that, I mean, he's playing, I got to get a shot, I got to get one to go down. So he takes a tough shot, and you see what the result is at the other end, an easy basket.
Hawks have turned it over just once. A lot of that reflected in the scoreboard right now. Galloway. Oh, what great body control. Chance at a three-point play for Langston Galloway.
This one's jumping the rails quickly. You watch the move, and nobody rotates over. The real problem defensively there, Wesley Saunders turns his head. He looks at the corner, and if we get one more look at it again, you'll see 23 turn his head, look at the corner. Here comes the man down the lane. He's the weak side help. He's not there to be able to get the job done.
Langston Galloway zeroing in on 100, make that 1,000, I should say, points for his career. Can't pay off the three-point play, but the lead now stands at 18. And a chance for more. Rufus came it in right now on the Crimson. Galloway can't hit it. We're playing right into St. Joseph's hands right now.
They got a basket there. You're exactly right, Scott. But that speed, when they walk the ball up, settle it down, and get everybody a touch. And just slow the pace of the game down.
Under 8 left in the first half. And a kick ball. It's going to.
They're getting a little home cooking. The crowd's got them relaxed, and they are playing very well.
3 out of 4 from three-point range. 7 different Hawks have scored here in this opening half. They've got 14 of their 27 points off Harvard turnovers. On the inbound, little tiptoe along the sideline for Tay Jones. Shot clock winding down. Count of 7. Too strong. Roberts too big.
No charge in there. You're right inside that arc that you can't take a charge in. Real nice job not to go over the top, grab the offensive rebound, and get an easy bucket inside.
Once again, too strong. If you're Harvard, what do you do to get something going here?
You've got to, first of all, make some of those shots. That's a 12-footer off the pick and pop on the baseline. Really nice look. They are not making the easy shots, and they've got to slow the pace of this game down. If they try to run with St. Joseph's, they've got no shot. They do not have the firepower to handle some of these veteran athletes.
Great look by Katasevic. And Langston Galloway gets fouled as he tries to pick it up off the baseline.
Well, here's an offensive rebound. Real nice job. There's the pass inside. Pretty decent job defensively. Doesn't commit the foul, but Laurent Rivard has got to come up with that rebound there. 0 along the baseline, and it leads to the foul situation on the loose ball scrum.
Mamadou Massi gets called for the personal. 18-point lead in the ball for the Hawks. And apparently, Tay Jones not hurt at all by the layoff.
Well,
lead now 20.
He gave a good fake, and all the defenders turned their head, and he said, nobody gonna guard me? Okay. And he banged down at 12.
Wesley Saunders comes back through and answers.
You're telling me, Amaker, you're telling your guys, look, let's get it down to 10. We can get it to 10 points by the break. We're right in this game. But you look up and you're 31-13, and St. Joe's is cooking. That's what concerns him. How do you slow down St. Joseph's? It's got to be really good man-to-man defense.
It's funny you should say that, because in the game last year, after St. Joe's shot 79% of the first half, they had a 10-point lead at halftime in Cambridge. And then St. Joe's shot 8 for 27 in the second half. Harvard ended the game on a 24-8 run, and they won it by 5.
It's amazing having coached. You watch your team the first half and you think, we can't make a shot. In the second half, they burn it up. Then the next game, you shoot well in the first half, you can't finish. It's the same group. You can't figure out why. You could, you bottle it, be a billionaire.
Siani Chambers gets called for his first. And it's going to send Carl Jones to the free throw line.
Tommy Amaker was part of Mike Krzyzewski's first recruiting class that turned the program at Duke. Went in there and played with some very good players, and they struggled early, but he stayed loyal to those guys, and Tommy Amaker paid him back, being a longtime member of his staff, and now has gone on to be just one heck of a head coach. Seton Hall, Michigan, and Harvard.
And what he's done here in these last 3 years for Harvard has been amazing. First 3 20-win seasons, back to back to back. His team's still stuck 20 right now after the free throws. And right now, that's their only offensive source as Saunders goes up and under.
Real nice move inside. Good head and shoulder fake, and then powered the ball up, and that's what got it to go. Harvard, give them credit. They're playing hard defensively. St. Joe's is executing exceptionally well.
Galloway. No good. They still can't get on the long rebound. And Jones hesitated and missed.
He had the shot, reloaded, and it looked like it threw his rhythm off.
They like that left block. That's where they've been going with it. It's going back the other way.
Another Harvard turnover. Good job defensively inside. But watch the reload here. He thinks about it, and now he's not got his legs into it. You've got to have your legs into your shot when you're taking a three-point opportunity.
Hadn't missed from the floor before that attempt. And now a takeaway. Webster leading the break. And knocked away from behind. In rhythm. Yep. That's what happens when you don't double clutch.
Love listening to the crowd percolate. When you get it, you're in rhythm. You think you're going to make it. You go up and you bang the shot down.
Well, it's funny. For Jones, it's not just about him thinking he's going to make it. But early in the season when he wasn't playing and Chris Wilson was, in the first game, Wilson came out and wasn't shooting. Tay Jones went up to him and said, stop. Start shooting like you think you're going to make it. All of a sudden, everything turns around for Wilson. He has a terrific tournament at the Coaches versus Cancer in Brooklyn. It's kind of selfless play when you're not playing yourself and a guy who pretty much is replacing you in the starting lineup. You're telling him what to do to get better.
That means you're a team guy. You understand it's all about the team, not all about you. Not many guys are like that. And when teams have players like that, those teams turn out to be winners.
And Wilson finds it. And it hit off the top, so it'll go back the other way.
There's a look at Phil Martelli. I said to him, you stayed so loyal. We were sitting in his office today. You stayed so loyal. And he said, when I became the head coach, my father retired from his job. He said, my dad goes to every practice. He goes to every meeting. We have a 5 a.m. bus, 9 o'clock pizzas with the team. We watch films with the coaching staff at 11. he is with us every moment that there's something going on with St. Joe's basketball. He said, I wouldn't trade those memories and those opportunities for anything. He said, I don't know what school in the country would allow me to do that. He said, everything that his son played here, he said, they've been tremendous to me. Why would I ever leave?
Now, right now, Phil Martelli at St. Joseph's sitting on a comfortable 19-point lead here with under 4 minutes to go in this first half. You were talking about having his dad nearby, and he does right there once again, sitting just, 3 seats away from his daughter-in-law, Judy Martelli, Phil's wife. It is a family affair, no doubt.
Happy 36th anniversary to Phil and his wife. And there's his dad, Philip Edgar Martelli. And he retired when Phil became head coach. Phil said, you're going to travel, you're going to be at every practice, you're going to be at every shoot-around. And he's with them non-stop. He loves it. And Phil said, that's my dad. We talk about everything.
He comes and thanks people who call basketball games here for being here. His dad said, hey, thanks for being here. Love having you around. He's an ambassador for the program. It's just a great story.
It is an unbelievable story, and it talks about the family atmosphere that they have here at St. Joe's.
Also tells you a little bit about where Phil Martelli came from. So now Wesley Saunders at the line. And hitting on the free throw. Capping off the three-point play, get it back to 18. Again, the goal right now, you try to get it down around 10 before halftime, because St. Joseph's, if you're joining us late, has dominated this first half. Harvard overplaying again, trying to keep the ball away from the wings.
There's a traveler, drag the pivot foot.
You get a chance to be a little bit more aggressive at this point, you can. That's the third turnover for St. Joseph's. Coming up with the halftime report with Leah McHugh, Butler, and number 9 North Carolina in Maui. Rutgers leaving to go to the Big Ten. And the latest on Ravens safety Ed Reed.
Yeah, the Maui Classic is a phenomenal tournament.
You figure we're ever going to see conference stability anytime soon?
Never. Every day I wake up and there's 2 more teams headed somewhere else. Follow the trail of green.
Can't be good for the game.
No.
And off the miss. Once again, it's Saunders. Can't pay it off.
Well, he took it inside, and there were arms all over the place, and he got smacked in the mouth. It's a man's game when you come in here into downtown Philadelphia.
And the little floater from Chambers, maybe that gets the freshman going.
Win or lose, it's nights like tonight that will develop Chambers. You hand the keys to this team to a freshman, there are going to be some growing pains.
Down to 7. Up and under with the left hand. Tickled the rim and fell away. You don't want to go 1-on-4, do you?
No, that was over-penetrated by a guy who doesn't have the physical ability, not strong enough yet to take it into 3 guys. And it leads to another fast break opportunity at the other end. Tommy asking if there was a foul at the one end. That's just a tough situation. Ask the smallest guy on the court to take it in against the trees, and it leads to an easy opportunity at the other end.
So Tay Jones makes him pay again at the other end for a mistake. It stretches the lead back out to 19. Last year and the year before led St. Joe's in scoring, suspended for the first 3 games of this year. Came back with 13 points against Florida State on Saturday. He's already got 16 here in the first half tonight. That suspension was for a violation of community standards here at St. Joseph's. And not back in the starting lineup tonight, despite the fact that he's eligible. Coming off the bench right now. That is some pretty instant offense you can bring into a game.
They said at practice today he is salivating to make up for lost time, having to miss those games. Because you only get so many in your college career. When they take some away, well, it's a motivated guy that takes the court when he gets another chance.
You certainly have seen that tonight. He's only missed once from the floor. Inside. Little jump hook shot, the soft touch. And finally, the tip follow goes for Webster off the miss by Smith.
Nice job by Webster. Nobody checked him off. He never relaxed on the play thinking it was going down, and he was able to tap it home.
Darius Qualls on the floor right now for the Hawks, and with the basketball. And back out to the top. Under a minute and a half left here in the first. Jones. Yep.
Wow.
That night
was an outstanding job to finish. He protected the ball on his right hip. Defender was on his left. He made sure he couldn't block it. He got it on the window.
6 out of 8 from the floor. 18 first half points. And on the drive, that's the foul call Tommy Amaker was waiting for.
He's had a number of guys, you're right, attack the rim, and they've had the ball blocked. They have had missed shots. There he got the call with the body. Okay, watch this move in here. Great quickness, but how he protects the ball as he goes up to make sure it doesn't get blocked.
He's a pure scorer.
That was a prime time play.
And Saunders sitting on the first. Another try coming. The sophomore out of Los Angeles. Smith will come back out of the ball game for Harvard, as will Darius Qualls. And 1 out of 2. So under a minute to play in the first half. Take a look at Saunders and how he's basically trying to keep his team in this game. This is the type of offensive set that's driving Phil Martelli crazy in the early season. But sometimes they stand around too much and dribble too much.
Coaches say they didn't buy a ticket to watch you dribble. They paid to watch us play as a team. And when you pound it in the deck, you allow the defensive team to relax, to rest, because no one's attacking.
Shot clock is turned off here. The turnovers continue for the Crimson. They're 11th to the first half. And Phil Martelli is going to take the use it or lose it 30 seconds on it.
I asked Phil Martelli today, I said, what would you like people to say about your team? And he said, I'd like them to say that we're well prepared. He said, we're not a pressure team. We're not a turnover team. We're well prepared. We scout well, and we're ready to go to take away what you like to do.
Tomorrow night, college basketball continues on the NBC Sports Network when the Red Hawks of Miami, Ohio face William and Mary. Then next Tuesday, Harvard heads home when they take on Vermont. College basketball, the NBC Sports Network. The Harvard team that's got a much brighter spotlight shining on it now after a year in which they were ranked as high as number 21. Tommy Amaker points out they're playing a tough schedule. That schedule kind of set when, you know, he thought he had some different personnel going into this year. So a lot of adjustments in the early part of the season.
Tommy said he was called to the president's office. And the president said to him, Tommy, what you've been able to accomplish here, this is the most diverse activity on our campus. People from all walks of life are caught up in our basketball program, and that's a credit to what you and your staff and your team have done. Tommy said, we got to keep that going now.
Galloway missing on the fadeaway. And that's going to be the final shot of this first half. All about Tay Jones coming off the bench as the sixth man. 18.
Harvard went to Italy in August, 4-0 on a 10-day trip. Tommy said the games were great, but my team bonded together. But they did not have Laurent Rivard. He was playing on the Canadian national team. And Tommy said it was a great opportunity for him. I wouldn't hold him back from doing that. He's the guy that has to step up here to get them back in this game. Got to make shots.
Up and under, and it doesn't work for Kenyatta Smith. There's an alley-oop, and oh my, counting it, a chance at a three-point play. That had been exactly the highlight on-film play they were looking for, but they'll take the result.
No, but you know what he does that's a really, really well thought out play here? Okay, there goes the pass. Now he knows he's going to get hit. Rather than try to make the spectacular, he just gets it up on the rim and gives it a chance, and it goes.
And you're 6'9", have arms that long, and a 37.5-inch vertical leap. Pretty good chance you're going to catch that ball.
No question.
And Aiken stretches the lead now to a game-high 21 points. Second go-round for St. Joseph's in the Ivy League this year. They opened against Yale and beat up on the Bulldogs 61-35. And that's another turnover, a traveling violation.
Fifth travel we've seen tonight on good man-to-man defense, forcing Harvard into a turnover. There's the lob over the top. Real nice job to catch it. He gets the hit, but because, as you said, he's 6'9" with a great vertical, good soft hands, he flips it up there and he gets it to drop.
Yes, the pass was perfect. Galloway got it. Another three for Langston Galloway.
Well, that just cuts your momentum. When you're Harvard and you come out of the locker room and go, we're going to get back in this game. And then they bang shots and they make a three-point play. It's tough.
What was the class that you were teaching again a few minutes ago?
The principle of verticality.
The principle of verticality. Again, something that Kanasevic just hasn't quite gotten just yet.
He hasn't. We'll have to have a refresher class.
You have office hours?
Flight's not till the morning. When you are playing defense and you stand there and you put your hands up, you own the space to infinity, all the way straight up. But if your arms come down away from your body into the offensive man's space, that is a foul, even if you don't move your feet.
Now Dubussy hits on the free throw. Long way back for Harvard. They need a run, and it'll stay the same way.
The only way they're going to get a run is to stop them at this end. They have got to really lock in defensively. You've got plenty of time. You're 18:30. That's an eternity, but you've got to start with one good defensive possession. It leads to a second. Harvard stays man-to-man again.
Shot clock down to 8. Galloway can't hit on it. A good job by Smith to keeping the rebound alive for Harvard. That's wide open. A freshman's going to take it and can't hit it.
Not a bad possession. They went inside out. Best way to a clean perimeter look is through the block.
Up on top again for Aiken. And once again, they don't get the payoff they were looking for exactly, but they will keep the basketball.
If you go inside, you force the defensive group to move, then kick it back out. You can either refeed the post or you can get your perimeter look.
Kanasevic, following his own shot, had 2 looks at it, but it'll go back the other way.
You get a foul over the top, I think is what they're going to call.
St. Joseph's foul number 13 for Roberts. His second.
Foul call is on Roberts.
Checking in for St. Joseph's number 15.
So his second foul. Kanasevic will take a seat.
Forget that great battle for Atlantis coming up. Dave Strader on the play-by-play call, and that's a great, great tournament.
Not a bad place to be either.
No. Philly's pretty good, though.
Yeah, I like Philly.
Great cheesesteaks, great basketball.
A lot of passion. Harvard keeps it here with 22 left on the timer. Joe showing that zone look off the baseline inbound. Up and under, and an easy look. They gave up the baseline to Saunders.
Real nice job to recognize nobody on the baseline. No one's going to stop him. Finish with a reverse layup.
And right back at it. One good baseline drive deserves another. Everything but the basket.
Well, Ronald Roberts did everything right, except it spun out on him.
That's Rivard. He has been non-existent offensively here tonight.
That's the scouting report. A scouting report takes you out of your comfort zone.
And that one was just a step out of his range, it would appear. Should have went back the other way.
He's an excellent shooter, but he's a shooter who wants the ball coming off a screen, recycling off a dribble. When he is standing there and he looks and he's a good 25 feet out and nobody's got a hand up, he's just going to load it up and go. That's a tough shot to make for anybody.
They are 0 for 9 from three-point range. Isaiah Miles, freshman out of Baltimore. That stretches it out to a 23-point lead for St. Joseph's. That's a pretty crossover dribble. Once again, can't quite pay it off at the bucket. And step it on the end line is Harvard. It goes back the other way. Right now, at least, second verse, same as the first. And St. Joseph's continues to dominate here at home.
Locking horns.
Good stuff. Matchups in early season basketball have just gotten so intriguing.
A lot of fun to watch.
Well, it used to be you get your top 25 teams playing a couple of soft games and then get to your conference schedule, that's it. This is so much better. And Galloway, great hustle defensively.
You're exactly right. I think back to when John Thompson, the first, was coaching at Georgetown. They would start with like 8 different directional schools, and then they would have a great team and roll into the Big East. But now
They
everybody.
played St. Leo every year.
They play St. Leo, absolutely. And now you've got Michigan State, Kansas, and all these different matchups that challenge a team and make them better.
And I believe the last 4 national champions have won a preseason conference, an early season, I guess I should say, tournament.
I believe you're correct.
That's a pretty pass inside and paid off by Mountain Misi.
That's something they worked on at the shoot-around this morning. It was either a high ball screen and then skip it to the corner or lob to the basket. That's the first time they've had that opportunity to execute and get a bucket off it.
Roberts will miss. Harvard trying to put them together back-to-back. We haven't seen a lot of that all night. Step it into a 3. That would have been a big one for momentum, but Webster couldn't hit it. That's just straight speed from Tay Jones.
Jones knew that Chambers was coming at him. He just kicked it into overdrive, went right by him, and the little runner off the window.
20 points now for Carl Jones. Great position inside, but that's what C.J. Aiken does best. Got another one. Shot clock down to 8. He was coming over for a third, but instead we got a foul.
Crowd loves it. He gives you a great effort. There, he doesn't bite on the head and shoulder fake. It wasn't sold well enough. And then there he is from behind. Get it out of here again.
5th in the nation last year with better than 3.5 blocks per game.
You have to head and shoulder fake him. And I mean, you have to sell it hard and then power it up.
And like any good shot blocker, the one thing that he or anybody else who can block shots will preach is you can't leave your feet until you're sure the guy's shooting. Sounds simple. It's not that easy.
Harvard rolled into Minneapolis to go out and recruit Jonah Travis. Minnesota is a very fertile ground because if you're tall, you're not going to play hockey, and there's only one Division I program in the state in Minnesota. So a lot of schools are finding Minneapolis in that area to be very fertile recruiting ground.
Well, the freshman is on defense right there, also for Minnesota, the reigning Mr. Basketball. Galloway the miss, and there's Mr. Basketball. Chambers sliding it ahead, and again, Langston Galloway gets back defensively.
That's a great hustle play. You're up 52-30, and this is just working. That will make Phil Martelli, when he watches the tape tonight late, he will say, that's the kind of effort I want. 22 up, and you're busting your tail back down defensively.
Probably not a lot of people would argue that Langston Galloway is the best overall player on the St. Joseph's team. Alley-oop, and Galloway's the one who got in the way. Wilson. The miss. And Kanasevic got the rebound. Galloway wide open for three. Can't hit it. And a push-off on the rebound is going to go against Harvard. It'll be on Wesley Saunders.
We had all day to make a sandwich, load up, and make that shot. Just couldn't quite get it done. But Harvard's exhausted. You could tell. They came out with renewed spirit at the start of the half, thinking we can whittle this thing down and get back in the ball game. And now they're really exhausted.
They don't get a whole lot easier than that. And again, it's Kanasevic with the perfect feed for Aiken. Inside, Kanasevic with the block. And the save. Jones, a pretty look inside. Got to take the timeout here because the roof is caving in right now, or at least it sounds like it here at St. Joseph's for Harvard. 26-point lead for the home team.
Playing very well. Watch the screen lengths to Galloway. There comes 10, gets a little rub. 23, Wesley Saunders turns his head. It's easy from there. Flip it up to the big guy. And then there's a real good defensive effort right here. And it's off to the races at the other end. You're going to get a 3-on-2. You spread the court and watch the dish inside. That's just a tired Harvard team that has no shot to stop that one right there.
Tommy Amaker knew this was going to be a possession-by-possession, game segment-by-game segment kind of night. And St. Joseph's just has not allowed them to get started at all. Even that one won't fall. Galloway for three. Too strong. Kanasevic, another rebound. Oh, my.
I mean, they are cooking on all cylinders.
And a foul call will go on Wilson.
Missed the three, and watch the unselfish high-low entry over the top. Really, really nicely done. Kanasevic didn't even think about, we're up by 28, I'm going to get my shot. He thought about what's the best opportunity for us to score here, and it was throw it up for an easy lay-in.
Kanasevic, who does it all. He's really the Swiss Army knife of this St. Joseph's team. Steals, blocks, and Jones is fouled on his way in.
Can I steal that one? I like that. Swiss Army knife. That's outstanding.
That's what he is. Does every last bit of it. He's got his team up by 28 with a timeout on the floor. Hagen Arena here at St. Joseph's at a 28-point lead right now. Good night to celebrate. If you're a St. Joseph's fan.
Happy anniversary again to Phil Martelli and his wife. 36 years of bliss today. Phil said to me,
Bliss for him, right?
He said, coaches are ordinary people doing extraordinary work to help make young men and young women successful. He's exactly right.
That's a great description. 1 out of 2 for Tay Jones. Kanasevic does not get the shot, but he got the rebound and drew the foul call on Michael Hall, the freshman out of Atlanta.
Harvard foul was 44, Michael Hall, his second, team's fourth.
Second on Hall, team foul number 4, so St. Joseph's the inbound with a 29-point lead.
I asked him what the one key to this team being successful this year, winning the league, getting to the NCAAs, making a run. He said, this year's team, it's offensive execution. They are 100% tonight.
Start thinking about how this group has played together, and now start thinking about the fact that most of the core of this team is a junior class. They're going to be back next year.
They're going to be an elite team next year. They stay healthy. That is a team that's going to be really tough to beat. I don't care who they're playing.
A lot of work to do still right now, but you got to remember that this St. Joseph's team has Kenyatta Smith checks back in. 2 years ago, they lost 22 games. And then last year turned it around to a 20-win season in the NIT. They've got their eye, they're hoping, on a different tournament this year.
You know, we spent some time with Tommy at the shoot-around today, and I said, well, you lost 2 guys that you were counting on. You had 2 more graduate. Another one is on his religious mission. I said, you think down a year from now, 2 years from now, where this team might be? He said, that's right, but I'm living in the here and now. He said, that's right. If you want to take the long-term approach, you say, it's going to pay off. We're going to learn. Guys are going to grow like Siani Chambers. But he said, we have got to be in the here and now, and we have got to compete. And I'm challenging my guys to step up.
And a 7, rattles home the 3. He is an emotional young man, and he loves playing to this crowd here at St. Joseph's. They've more than doubled him up now. And a kick ball. Harvard will keep it. I saw the graphic a couple of moments ago. Anytime you're 3/4 of the way through a game and your team has more turnovers than field goals, that's not good.
It means you're in big trouble.
Trying to go inside and back out, another turnover. And the track meet continues. My goodness.
I just wanted to drink in the emotion of the building. The crowd absolutely loved it.
Get ready, here they come again.
I think Ronald Roberts looked back and said, throw me the ball, let me dunk it.
From long range, that doesn't go. And Tate Jones at 5'11" comes out with the rebound. Arno's Knights. Whereas the home team, it feels like you could do no wrong. Shot clock down under 10. Ball knocked away, but it'll stay St. Joseph's way with 7 left on the shot clock.
Well, you watch the dunk coming up here in transition. This is a wave of gray, and that is finishing at the rim. The crowd was looking. They've enjoyed all night. They were looking for something to explode on. Nice dish. Phenomenal finish. Good friend of mine at home, 2-sport All-American at Harvard, Dan Jiggets, played football, track, played for the Bears. We worked together at home. His daughter, a Harvard grad, he said, we're having some people over. We're going to watch the game. We're getting all excited. I hope he's still watching. 66-30.
Again, so interesting because of where these teams came from last year and where a lot of people expected them to be headed this year. There's no doubt that St. Joseph's on their way to a 3-1 start to the season. The lone loss against Florida State Are we in a good spot right now? One of the things that Phil Martelli was happy with was the fact that they were able to go up and play in Brooklyn. Why? Because later on, when the Atlantic 10 tournament comes up, it moves this year from Atlantic City to the new Barclays Center. And he said, you know, we're going to have to end up at some point or other playing, if we're going to win up there, back-to-back days in that building. Well, we've already done it now.
Comfort.
Yeah. I don't think they were all that happy with the way things turned out in that game against Florida State, but at the same time, they're not far from where they want to be at this point in the year. Long row still yet to hold. Blocked from behind by Miles. Jones working his way into a double team. It's a good extra pass, and Miles for three. Got it.
That is just pretty execution.
And one finally falls down for Rivard.
But that's one of the first shots Rivard has had where he's had a chance to set his feet,
Get a good, clean look, and he buried it.
That stops at 18-0 St. Joseph's run. Galloway back into the game, and Jones will take a seat once again. I'm going to guess at this point what you do if you're St. Joseph's, if what you're preaching is offensive execution in the half court, that's what you work on the rest of the game.
Right, but it's hard when you've got the type of working margin they have to get guys to still think about execution. But that's what you use your timeouts for, guys. Let's treat this as a classroom setting. We've got people that don't know our plays. They're not going to play our plays like our players might in practice. And let's work on certain things. Skip passes, penetrating, dishing, whatever it might be.
Whatever it might be is a huge lead for St. Joseph's with 7.5 left to go. Proving he's a warrior on Friday night in Brooklyn. This is not for the faint of heart to watch.
No, because there's a piece of tooth laying on the ground and a lot of blood. The baseball player be on the 60-day DL. He comes back, and look how he finishes the game. He was their spark plug that helped him upset Notre Dame.
Galloway 8 points on the night tonight. Needs 3 more for 1,000 in his career. Just 3 out of 12. And interestingly, he is now 11 out of his last 35 from the floor after 6 for 9 in the opener. Something to work on. Off the miss, an offensive rebound, a rarity tonight for Harvard. And Galloway's got a steal. That's not a rarity. Off the screen and down the lane. And the miss. In rhythm, that's the shot he wants, and he hits it. Rivard, he's had his look in that rhythm, has hit him back-to-back now.
He's going to watch the tape and go, why didn't I get some of those in the rhythm early? Keep us in the ball game. You're right, the last 2 have been within his rhythm. He's been set, shoulders over toes, and he's buried it.
Kanasevic tried to thread the needle, couldn't get it through. Shot clock winds down to 10. From the corner, Aiken. And the rebound down to Saunders. If you're Harvard, what do you take away from this game?
You went into a hostile environment. You tell your guys, if you're Tommy, look, they're a really good basketball team. We're trying to learn about ourselves. This isn't the team we thought we were going to have. Guys are being asked to do a little bit more. But you take away that you gave up your poise early. You played at too fast a pace. You've got to slow things down, let the game come to you. I think that's what he'll tell them. Guys, we got out of our comfort zone way too quick.
Another alley-oop. Looks like they can do it all day if they want.
When you got a guy that can get up like that, he's 6'9" with
arms from here to downtown Philly. It's tough to stop.
And each one of those passes is perfect from Canicevo.
Absolutely right. He is showing you an ability to pass. He's made a three-pointer. He's put the ball on the deck. He's got a lot of skills. We watch this live. He sees it. The whole back end is cleared out. That will be one Jonah Travis will see on film. You can't give up the baseline like that as you're pulling your defensive position away from the backboard.
Same spot, same result. 3 in a row now for Rivard. Talk about St. Joseph's and the offensive execution. 22 assists on 29 field goals.
That will make Phil Martelli happy. Because it's not just a hot shooting team, it's an executing team.
That one won't go. Another offensive rebound for Travis. Up on top, Rivard. 4 in a row.
He's fun to watch. When he's in rhythm, taking good shots, boy, he is really good. I watched him at shoot-around today, and that just bangs shots from everywhere.
41% three-point shooter last year for Harvard. Crimson showing zone here. Galloway, again the miss. It has not been a good shooting night for Langston Galloway. And on the run at the other end, Saunders hits. So Harvard making a run at changing the point total here, making this look a little bit more respectable than it at one time was, because this was a 37-point game a few moments ago.
Give Tommy's guys a lot of credit. They have never quit playing hard. It's hard to look up at that scoreboard and go, we're 37 down, and they have always battled.
Walls missed it badly, but Aiken got the rebound, and he got fouled on the push by Christian Webster. So another timeout on the floor, and another perfect pass for an alley-oop here in Philadelphia. Harvard trying to stick in this one, and lest we forget, what kind of a year was it in 2012 for the Crimson? Well, remember Jeremy Lin played here? Averaged just under 13 points a game at Harvard, leaving in 2010 on his way to becoming the first Harvard player in the NBA since 51. Well, while he was on the Sports Illustrated cover and Linsanity was going, the first NCAA berth since 46 as they won 26 games on the year.
They were a really fun team to watch play. That guy right there deserves so much credit for what he has brought to Harvard, one of the great universities in the history of the world. But as the president so eloquently said to him, it's the most diverse thing on our campus. People from all walks of life have gotten caught up in Harvard basketball since Tommy Amaker arrived on campus.
They've won 30 out of 31 at home.
Pretty good.
I'll tell you what, I used to call games up there when I was in college as a visitor. There weren't 25 people in the building.
And now they sell it out.
Yep. And that one's going to go for the friendly home bounce for Darius Quarles. And a whistle and a foul call. It's going to be down on the block against Isaiah Miles. We mentioned Jeremy Lin. Now a member of the Houston Rockets, averaging about 11 points a game and 6.5 assists per game. No insanity in Houston this year, but he certainly has put Harvard basketball back on the map in that way. As we said, Edward Smith, 1951, class of 51, playing for the New York Knicks, was the last Harvard NBA player before Jeremy Lin. Travis sitting on the first.
I was talking with two big-time officials today, Eric Curry and Mike Sanzier, guys who worked the NCAA tournament, and they were talking about the points of emphasis this year in college basketball. Freedom of movement, rough post play, illegal screens is something they are all over. And that's something called RSBQ, rhythm, speed, balance, and quickness. If something you do affects that on an offensive player, you're going to get nailed. They have done a really good job about clamping down on a lot of things, cleaning up the game.
See, if somebody didn't take the first version of that class you teach, they may not be ready for that.
That's the advanced.
Yeah. St. Joseph's got a couple of guys in the game that may not see regular time. 2.5 to go and the big lead. Balls with a hand in his face. Shot clock is down to 4. And the pass is thrown away. And up ahead, a foul call. And free throws coming at the 2:11 mark.
St. Joseph's got number 22, Taylor Trevison, his first, team's 8th. On the line for Harvard, number 14, Steve Von Guggenstein.
Colin Kelly called for the foul.
2.
Or I'm sorry, check that. It's Taylor Trevison called for the foul.
Number 5, Christian Coyne replaces Chris Wilson.
Chris Coyne comes into the ball game now. And the night is over for Chris Wilson. St. Joe's going to get a nice long break here before their next game, and it's right here at home next Wednesday against American. Coach loves something like that this early in the season, an opportunity to kind of reassess, refocus on certain things. More extended time, and some of these guys normally get an opportunity to play. That's Trevison, and an air ball. Walls can't hit, and Harvard in transition again. Yeah, nice job of body control by Wesley Saunders. Well, the only guy who's going to walk out of here with a little bit of glory tonight in terms of the score sheet. And a quick timeout to get another sub into the ball game for St. Joseph's. Owen Kindler will come in. 18 points on the night for Saunders to go along with 9 rebounds, but not enough.
Hang up ties.
Back to play, and Colin Kelly on the inside gets fouled on his way in, so he's going to go to the free throw line.
When coaches take a timeout late, get a sub in, they don't have to use the 30, 60, 90, whatever it is. They can say, we got to get a guy in, let's go right back to action.
So Kelly at the line. Another try coming.
Chris Wilson checks back into the game for St. Joseph.
Bill Martelli, as we said, the winningest coach at St. Joseph's, the longest tenured coach now in the Atlantic 10.
He had a TV show here for years, Hawk Talk. And he was telling me today, he said, we had a rough start to the season, so one day the TV show opens up with a casket sitting on TV, and he pops up out of the casket. It says, we're not dead yet. He said, I heard people complaining. They were, Coach, you can't do that. He said, it's fun. He goes, I'm not going to do one of those coaches show where we show some highlights and we go, well, here we set a good screen and there we did that. No.
No, he was the host at the Johnny Carson desk of his own show, and then he brought guests on and interviewed them.
He said we didn't rehearse. We had no scripts.
That was obvious,
I sat down
yeah.
and did 28 minutes, and it was done.
Healthy dose of perspective for Mr. Martelli. 30 seconds to go. And for Harvard, maybe the end of what has been a long night. Crowd here chanting in their traditional manner, the Hawk will never die. St. Joseph's about to go to 3-1 for the season with a convincing and dominating win here at home over Harvard. So 75-56 36, the final score. Tay Jones had a spectacular first half. Really wasn't needed as